Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Minisode of the Calypso Cigar Review Podcast. I am Brandon Luna.
This is Randy Rankin.
And as always, we're at the Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge in Richardson, Texas. Today, doing the AKA Hybrid DEA.
Too many letters.
Which is the Robusto size of the AKA cigar, which stands for American Kick-Ass.
This will be my first American Kick-Ass.
Now, this particular cigar is a hybrid, hence the name. The wrapper is a cross-breeding of...
It's half cigarette, half cigar, or half turkey, half cigar?
We don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to read about it.
Okay.
Cross-breeding of African Cameroon and original 1959 Cuban seed Corojo.
Ooh.
The binder is Dominican Ligero, and the filler is Special Honduran. It's retarded Honduran. And
It
Dominican
rides on the short bus.
yeah, rides on the short bus Dominican Ligero. And no,
That's wrong.
Oh, sorry, Special Honduran. That's bad. I should get spanked
Lord,
for that.
we apologize.
Spank me for that. And the filler is Dominican Piloto Cubano. So it's got some
Stuff in it.
Yeah, it's got some stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. So it's a cool looking cigar. I mean, it's got those really pronounced red bands on it with the silver. It's a really cool looking thing.
And so that people know that I am smoking the same thing.
Yep. And it's a pretty toothy wrapper. It's got a lot of bumps on it and stuff. And but it's got some sheen to it. The veins are minimal.
Veiny and bumpy. Well, mine's pretty veiny.
I don't know. I don't really see them.
See, mine's pretty veiny.
That's what she said.
Mine's pretty veiny.
And we're gonna give it a cut here and give it a light. What you got on the? I didn't even get the pre.
I haven't. Oh,
Spicy smelling.
smells like a cigar.
It does. It smells like a cigar that we're gonna smoke.
That's exactly what I was picking up. My first AKA, which is silly considering they're right down the street from us.
They are. They come out of Richardson, Texas.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
the
this
original
is-
story with AKA, he was with Camacho, and they came up with a blend. They liked it, but Camacho liked it too, and they said, we're keeping this one. You come up with another one.
Yep. So this is a combination of blenders. You got Christian Aroa from Camacho, Jay Lundy, who's from over there, and then Polar.
Tom Polar.
Yep.
Tom Polar of the Polar Dynasty.
Yep.
Jay's a cool dude. He's been in here several times. Tom's been in here a bunch too. But wide open cold draw.
Yep. Let's give it a
Cigar.
light.
What's it called again? Royal Gold. I was going to be right. Royal Gold Cigar Executive Lighter.
At this point, the official lighter of the Calypso Cigar Shop
Thank you, Royal Gold.
for the very cool Zycar lighters. Pinpoint accuracy on this lighter. It's great.
I've got several executives that have lasted for a while.
Mine's about to be out.
Out of gas.
Out of gas.
We're pairing with just basic stuff today
Texas beer for a Texas cigar.
for you. I'm drinking a Holland beer from a Texas cigar. Texas Rangers have a pitcher named Derek Holland, so that kind of ties into Texas, right?
Okay, if you say so.
There you go. I'm going to make it fit. I'm going to shoehorn that in.
I just can't light this damn thing. My lighter is giving up on me. It's like, nope, you don't have any more butane. Guess what? You're not going to light. Light. Light, you bastard.
Yeah, I had the machine gun just to get that going. I don't want to do that.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Now we're cooking with gas.
And smoking cigars.
So very mild at the start.
Very mild.
I'm very surprised at how mild this is to start with. But I have smoked this before.
Right now
This
it's
will be
American patch on the back.
Yeah. I have smoked this before, and we'll see if this is the same experience. But the first time I smoked it, it was very complex in that it had a very definitive change. So we'll see if that's the same.
See what happens. Yeah, I'm not getting much pepper. I'm not getting much spice. Maybe a hint of spice.
Hint of spice on the retrohale.
Kind of a little ginger spice, maybe?
Yep. American patch on the back right now.
Right.
Yep, that was a good statement.
Thank you, sir. That's because I'm a pro. We get paid to come up with things right off the top of our head. Not money or anything, but
yeah,
we get royal gold lighters and cigars.
Yeah, I'm having a machine gun a little bit to get it lit too.
Mm-hmm.
But I got these. Actually won a box of these from a Cigar Federation. They were doing a contest a while back,
cool.
and so yay, free cigars are great. And I got a hat and what else did I get? It was a hat, box of cigars, something else. I don't remember.
Cool.
But yeah, free cigars, free cigar.
You're wearing your Renato shirt. I wore mine last week.
Yep.
That was a good cigar.
It was a great cigar, yeah.
It really was.
Better than good. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to steal Tony the Tiger's logo. I don't want to correct it, but man, I got a shitty burn.
I do too. Mine's like...
It is.
Yeah, we'll see how it catches up.
Yeah. Fuck.
These have been in the humidor for about 3 weeks.
Somebody gave me some cigars, and like 4 in a row have been really dry. I need to talk to this person about how to keep their cigars going.
You're not talking about me.
No. You.
I say dick.
No. Person will go nameless to protect the innocent.
Was it really me?
No. No, I'd tell you, like, dude, your cigars are fucking dry, man.
Mine are kept at 65 RH and about 72, 70 on a good day. Depends on how far I can shove down the AC without my wife going, it's cold.
Why do women always have to do that? It's cold. Yeah.
Right now, it's just fighting to not put the heat on in the house.
Exactly.
That's the big thing I'm fighting right now. It's like, we got blankets.
I dread the first week of heat in the house because I will have nosebleeds all week.
Yeah,
it drives me out like nobody's business.
Yeah, we've got that rampant in my house. We are bleeders, nosebleeds in the house, just going like crazy.
Ugh, hate that. And it's like clockwork every year.
That's why I like my AC unit. It has a humidity adjustment. I can actually make it humid in the house. And for a while, like the first couple of months I had the humidity turned like all the way up. I could like leave my humidors open, and my wife's like, "The windows are sweating." You gonna turn the humidity down? I'm like, all right, fine. So yeah, but it was great for a while there.
Yeah, I guess. In the winter, it'd be great. In summer, you don't want any extra humidity.
That's what I'm gonna do. You just remind. I'll do that now because it's supposed to get like down to 20 or something.
It was 29 last night.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. What the fuck?
I forgot to close my window, and it was too cold to get out of bed to close the window. So I literally like made a tent. I like slept under my blanket and everything like it was in a tent. I had just enough air to breathe. But I hate that feeling though when it is too cold to get out of bed to make it less cold. It might catch up.
It's picking up a little bit. Yeah, flavor-wise, it's picking up. I'm getting like I just got a blast of like earth, a really earthy blast, and a little bit of spice in the background.
I'm getting a little bit of pecan or some sort of.
That's a good way to put it.
A little bit of pecan, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you have the leftover pecan taste in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of a dry pecan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is very, very.
I am astute. Spot on today, man.
Very astute.
What'd you call me?
A dick.
You called me astute?
A dickhead.
What is astute? Is that a compliment or not?
It is a compliment. Okay. It's a compliment, yeah.
All right. Don't use the big words around me, man.
Yep.
But yeah, pecanish.
It's interesting, yeah. But that's, going outside the norm. This is something different. It definitely is a hybrid. Mm-hmm. Given what's in it, it's going to be a different cigar than pretty much most of the stuff out there, which I dig. I say, take your chances and do something different with them.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many good ones out there, Try as many as you can.
Yep, for sure. It's definitely got some different tastes to it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was getting that pecan, but I also got that aftertaste pecan thing right there, big time.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
but that's one of the things about.
What would you expect from a Texas cigar? Pecans, right?
Yeah,
and not that it's true. A Texas cigar. It's a cigar made by sold by people from Texas, anyway.
That retrohale is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. There's a spice on the retrohale, but it's not like a kill your nostrils kind of spice. It's a pleasant,
Tabasco or
pleasant
like
spice.
That. Yeah. Interesting.
Muy interesante.
What he said.
Yep. In español, or what I call Spanish, Spanglish.
It's Luna-ish.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely picked up. It's certainly not mild and tasteless like the first couple of puffs were, but it's really interesting now.
Yeah. All I'm getting now is pecan, thanks to you, pecan bastard. I don't mind it. I like pecans.
Yeah.
Pecan pie is one of my favorite pies.
Is it?
It's
I like
delicious. Pie. I like pie. Who doesn't like pie? Pie is delicious.
A nice pie is always fun. And tasty.
It is.
Whatever.
Yep. So this is a mini-sode, so we are going to take a break here shortly. And when we come back, we'll get into the second third of the AKA Hybrid. And we got some discussions.
Yes, we have discussions on stuff.
Stuff! We'll be talking about stuff!
Stay tuned for stuff.
Putting those bumpers is really fucking me up. And we're back for the second third of the AKA Hybrid DEA Robusto.
Yep.
What do you think so far?
It's past the pecan stage. It's not. It's kind of smoothed out again. It still has some flavor, more flavor than at the very, very beginning.
And mine went out. Damn it. Oh, I need your. Do you have your lighter?
Yeah. My lighter works.
Mine's out of fluid.
And I had a good burn, and now it's starting to be a funky burn. It's not too bad. Maybe it'll fix itself.
Whoa, did you see that, Purge?
Mm-hmm.
Some freaking fire coming out of that.
Fire. So what are you getting?
So on this, I noticed something when we take a little break in the mini-sodes and we smoke in the corner and talk about it and come back. I actually got a little bit of citrus on near the end of the first third.
Yeah, I think I did too.
A little bit. It was just there, just like a slight citrusy flavor.
Mm-hmm. I will say one thing. It seems to change a hair or two each puff. It's not the same every puff, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's overly complex either.
Yeah, it's just interesting because of all the different stuff that's in there. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the flavors are kind of fighting each other a bit.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes it unique because it is, it's hard to place, man. It's like you're getting a bunch of different stuff thrown at you. It's kind of like kitchen sink blending, I guess, where it's like, let's just throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
It's kind of like when you make spaghetti sauce. When you first eat it, it tastes fine, but you taste different components. Mm-hmm. You freeze the spaghetti sauce and pull it out a month later and heat it up again, and it tastes like a world of beauty because everything merged together. I don't know that everything merges together yet on this cigar.
Yeah, but the spice, the spice through the retrohale is changed. It was kind of a mild spice, but now it's got a little more bite to it. Yeah, and there's like a little almost cayenne pepper spice going on the retrohale. But yeah, it's definitely unique. I would think it's something that you have to pay attention to get all the nuances of it. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
And so far, I'd smoke another one. I wouldn't have a problem smoking another one. Matter of fact, I'd like to smoke another one just to see if it's the same scenario.
Well, I got a box, so we'll give them a month or two and let them sit some more and try them again.
Cool deal.
Always willing to share with my buddies
and me. Just joking, because we are buds, man.
We are buds, yeah.
Okay, speaking of buds, terrible segue. But trying to come up with our off-topic topic. So we thought we'd discuss our favorite movie badasses.
Yeah, that's a horrible segue.
It is. Very smooth. Nice transition there, huh?
I guess you could go to the buddy cops thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so you can do that.
Yeah. Who's your all-time favorite Hollywood badass?
Hollywood badass would, for me, and he's not really even a Hollywood badass, but he became one and then he died. Bruce Lee.
Okay.
Bruce Lee is a Hollywood badass.
I would consider him a Hollywood badass.
Because he, came from China. He's actually American, born in America, but got his, cut his chops over there because there was really no place for him here.
Yeah.
Back then there wasn't a whole lot of Asian actors, and there still really isn't. But yeah, he became American badass. Enter the Dragon was a big deal, and then he died. Yeah. But yeah. He's the number one American badass in my eyes, but I grew up watching all that stuff, so. I
grew up watching it and it was fun as a kid. I never paid attention to the dialogue or the plot or anything. I just liked watching the fights. Mm-hmm. But if I had to pick my all-time Hollywood badass, I'm going to go with a classic.
You're going to say John Wayne, aren't you?
Nope. the great Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson.
Bronson was a badass.
He was gay.
No, he wasn't.
Really a bad. No, I'm just kidding. I know.
I was reading in.
I'm starting the rumor now. It's like, hey, I'm coming from the grave to kick your ass.
Wife's name, something Ireland.
Jill Ireland?
Yeah, Jill Ireland.
Yeah.
She might vouch that he wasn't gay.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just kidding. Charles Bronson was far from gay, and he was a Hollywood badass.
Yeah, Jim Brown was in Dirty Dozen with him. And Bronson was he wasn't a no name, but he wasn't a household name by any means. And here Jim Brown had just retired from the NFL. He retired on top. He retired at like 31. He could still have played for another years. And they had to fly together to Germany or wherever they were filming the movie. And they were on a plane where they were facing each other. And he realized that Charles Bronson was in the movie with him, so thought he'd make small talk with him, and Bronson was having none of it. And Jim Brown said it occurred to him that even though he was 6'3", 220, and a professional athlete, that dude would kick my ass. So for Jim Brown to say it, that means you are a badass.
Yeah.
John Wayne, I would consider, he's an American icon, and yes, he would somewhat kick ass, but I thought his movies, while entertaining, were a little hokey.
Yeah, they were.
And his persona, had a little, I don't know, he was just too wisecracky, but I do love him, and he would definitely be a top 10.
This is going to make a lot of people mad, but I love John Wayne movies growing up because my dad was big into Westerns, and we watched all the Westerns and stuff. But last time I visited my dad in Austin, they were having a fest, Western fest. I think he was on probably the Western Channel on Encore. Okay. And they were showing like back-to-back John Wayne movies. And we sat there and watched a couple of them together and smoked some cigars and stuff. And about the second movie, I'm like, who the hell dressed this guy? Yeah. I was like, why is he wearing like, fucking peacock pink scarves and what in the powder blue shirts? Like, what the fuck? Like, why is he dressed like a gay cowboy? Like, I don't understand where that came from. My dad's like, I never noticed that. But, it's kind of feminine the way he's dressed. I'm like, I don't get it at all.
I know.
But that's the whole thing with him is he dressed like that. He can still kick your ass. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah, certain movies of his are iconic to me, and I like the Cowboys. I think he's badass in that. And True Grit. And like Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, total badass. But he'd be low on my list, but he'd still be in the top 10.
Yep.
Then you got Clint. Where would Clint rank?
Clint Eastwood's a badass.
Yeah.
He is a badass.
Yeah.
Especially in Gran Torino.
He was kind of a badass.
He was kind of a badass in that, yeah.
Unforgiven, obviously, and once he started drinking again, he was a pussy until he started drinking again.
Yep.
But then he was a badass. Steve McQueen.
He was a Hollywood a lot of those guys that were under Bruce Lee's wing. Steve McKing. Steve McKing?
No, he was a queen. He was
upgraded to the king. Steve McKing. Steve McQueen was a badass, and he was learning kung fu from Bruce Lee. James Coburn was another one that was under Bruce Lee's wing. So he had a whole bunch of those guys that he was training.
Chuck Norris was under his wing too.
Chuck Norris, yeah.
He's the ultimate badass.
Yep. Everybody thinks that now.
Yeah.
Which I think he probably thinks is hilarious. You got to know he's
that's fun. I've met him. He was friends of this guy that hung out at this bar. They were college roommates. And Chuck showed up for the guy's 50th birthday. And I was in his way, and I knew he was coming by, so I just kind of didn't even look at him. I was going to be all nonchalant. I just kind of leaned forward, said, "Get out of his way." He goes, "Thanks, man. I saw what you did."
Yep.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah, he is a sweetheart.
He's
small. I met him too. Yeah,
but he's thick. He is thick.
Yeah,
he would kick your
I worked at a place where they were actually they were building a store.
He lives in the area. So that's
they were building the store that I was going to work at, and while they were building the store, this guy was like looking in our window, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on here?" I was like, "How can I help you?" He's like, "Hey, can we talk about maybe shooting something in your store?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Well, he handed me his card, and he was basically a guy that would go out and look for locations for the TV show." Whatever the hell it was called. Walker, Texas Ranger. And they wanted to shoot, because the store wasn't built yet. He's like, we'll come in, we'll put all the stuff up, we'll break it down, it won't cost you guys anything, but time, we want to do a jewelry heist in the store. And he's like, and I noticed you guys don't have a back door, we want to go ahead and put a fake back door, we're going to blow the back door off. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's cool. I was like, are you kidding me? He's like, no. So I had to go to corporate and ask him, I was like, hey, can we do this? And they're like, as long as they didn't cut into our, we got this many months to get the store done, that's cool, you know. So they let him do it. I was there on the set when he came, and it was funny because the first day, his brother came in, who looks a lot like him. He does. And his brother basically was on the set doing all the stunts and stuff, and I'm like, where's Chuck? And like, oh, he's not going to come in until they do the dialogue. So he wasn't doing any of the fights or anything. I'm like, that's kind of not cool. But he's old,
Yeah,
so
he's too cool for that.
So then he came in the next day and they brought in like catering, fed everybody, and he was like hanging out and like, saying hello to everybody, talking to everybody. Just super, super nice, real sweet guy. Mm-hmm. Not, who you'd think he would be, just like...
But he would still kick your ass.
Oh, yeah, because he knows his shit. But, yeah, he was just a real cool guy. Yeah. Real laid back.
And he studied under Bruce Lee, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I think Elvis studied under Chuck Norris. So Elvis is kind of tied into the Bruce Lee thing as well.
Yep. Well, what's his name? Chuck Norris basically he was already a champion on his own right, and he became friends with Bruce Lee through competition and stuff, and then they ended up doing the movie together, Way of the Dragon. So, yeah. There was some competition there, but they were also friends, and then, back and forth with that. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, other badasses.
Badasses. There's a ton of Mickey Rourke. He's a badass.
Yeah, he is badass.
Just boxed and stuff, fucked his whole face up in his career, but because he wanted to be a badass, so...
Stallone can be a badass, but he kind of suffers a little bit of that John Wayne thing, too, and that he likes to instill a lot of humor in his badassery.
True.
But he still was Rocky and Rambo, so that's pretty badass.
Yep, that is.
Schwarzenegger, I guess, but I like the more everyman badass. Kind of like the Charles Bronson, where Jim Brown overtowers him, but yet he knows this guy can kick my ass.
Yeah.
I like the more subtle,
the steely gaze badass. Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
No, I always have a problem taking him as a badass.
He
just
is
never
not
works
a
for me.
badass. He's the opposite of badass.
Yeah, he's a. Yeah, no. Yeah. All right, we're coming to the break, so guess what?
Think of more badass.
All right, and we're back for the last third of the AKA Hybrid DEA. What do you think?
It's gotten mellow on me again, but I'm really to the legitimate last third. So let's see what happens. But the middle third was pretty... It tasted okay, it just didn't do... Not much power.
Yeah. My burn got really wonky on me, so I had to correct it a little bit, but still fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a bad burn when we left, but I did have to relight, but it was after the burn caught up.
But the ash is a little flaky.
It does fall on you pretty quickly.
Yep.
It's crumbly.
Crumbly ash.
Crumbly ash.
So... on the American kick-ass side of things, we're talking about American badasses. I guess they don't have to be American, but just badasses in Hollywood.
I never thought about that. That was appropriate. That just threw that out. But American kick-ass, we're talking about kick-ass actors. All right, cool.
There you go.
I can segue even without thinking about it.
Because he's that much of a pro.
That much of a pro. Good at it.
So who are some? So because you were gonna throw something else out there.
Well, I was thinking that. So since we're racking our brains trying to think of badasses, let's start some actors and we'll play badass or not a badass.
Okay.
So Keanu Reeves. He's been in a lot of action movies.
Not a badass.
I agree. You got any?
I don't think he's a badass.
I don't think so either.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He's probably badass. He could kick our ass, but he's such a douche.
Yeah.
But I would have to say badass.
I'm gonna say probably not a badass.
Okay. I'm gonna go with him then on that one.
I think he was more of a dancer than a martial artist, and you can tell by his movies because he always does a lot of those high kicks and stuff like that. So,
go back to the everyman people. Kurt Russell.
I think he's probably a badass.
He has some moments of badass. He was a professional baseball player, and
I got a big one.
Okay, I do too.
Danny. That's what she said. Danny Trejo.
Yeah, probably a badass.
Considering he did prison,
yeah.
prison time.
Yeah,
I think he's probably a badass.
Although Michael Myers kicked his ass in the new.
Well,
Michael Myers kicks everybody's ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, Danny Trejo definitely badass. Robert Redford.
No, I don't think he's a badass.
I don't think so either. Paul Newman.
Paul Newman was a
badass.
badass.
Yes.
Paul Newman was a badass. Yeah.
Paul Newman definitely badass.
Okay, I got a list from IMDb of badass actors.
Okay, let's see.
The best site in the world, IMDb for movies. If you like movies.
Yeah.
Lee Marvin.
Mm-hmm. Without doubt.
Yep. He was definitely a badass. Charles Bronson's number 2 on the list.
All right.
Number 3, Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
Number 4, Steve McQueen. We're already on the list here.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny Shiba is listed as a badass, and he was a badass from the 70s Japanese
I guess so.
samurai stuff. Henry Silva. Wow.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know that he's necessarily a real badass,
right.
but
Right.
I don't even know who this guy... Oh, William Smith. Okay, I know who that guy is.
Who is that?
He was a bare-knuckle brawler in real life. Became
okay.
an actor. He was in Conan the Barbarian and a bunch of other stuff.
I know you're talking about.
Klaus Kinski.
If your name's Klaus, can you really be a badass?
I don't know. Franco Nero. Really? No. Roy Scheider.
I don't know. He was in All That Jazz. Which I love the movie, but yeah. If you're in a dance movie, I really have a hard problem with it.
Burt Reynolds.
He had moments. Remember Gator and those kind of stuff in the 70s?
Shark His Machine and stuff, yeah.
He was the badass in Deliverance. He saved Ned Beatty's ass, literally. Well, no, he was actually too late to save his ass. Yeah, too late to save.
He didn't save his ass. Did not save his white, pasty ass.
No, he did not.
David Carradine.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, the other Carradine brothers, not so much, but David was the badass of that group.
Rutger Hauer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Remember Hitcher? He was a mean son of a bitch in Hitcher.
Fred Williamson. God, I forget about him.
Yeah. What about Costner? Would you consider Costner has badass moments?
Yeah, but I think he's kind of a pansy in real life, probably.
I don't know about that.
Dennis Hopper. He's definitely crazy.
He's crazy. I don't know,
know if he's a badass.
Costner kicked his ass in Waterworld.
Dolph Lundgren is a badass.
Nah, he's all on the juice. Remember in Rocky IV, they were juicing him up. But no, he's a badass.
But he's in real life. He's a badass.
What about...
He's a smart badass, too. He has a master's degree in chemical engineering, and he was
what's Seagal?
Like four black belts or some shit like that. Steven Seagal, the reputation that he has, I would say that he is a real badass, or at least was a real badass, but he is a douche, yeah.
What about...
Eric Roberts.
Yeah, but I've seen him play douchey stuff too. But he probably is more of a badass in real life than he's played badasses in movies, I think.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, at one point, I think he's kind of ruined it with the comedy stuff. He's kind of hurt his...
Harvey Keitel.
I could kick his ass, but he's probably a badass.
Michael Ironside. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
Michael Madsen. Not after Piranaconda.
No. I can't keep mine to stay lit at all, and I am working on it. It won't stay lit.
Wesley Snipes.
No. Always bet on black.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah. I think Ray Liotta's probably a bigger badass in real life too. I think he'd kick your ass.
Yeah, he just looks mean.
Yeah.
Robert Davi. Played a lot of bad guys. I don't know that he's really a badass.
I like Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall's a badass.
He's a badass.
Yeah, he is a badass. Jim Brown.
There you go. Tommy Lee Jones.
Yep, Tommy Lee Jones is a badass. Let's see here. Christopher Lambert. No, he's not a badass. Are you kidding me?
Although he was married to Diane Lane.
Gary Busey.
Psycho.
Crazy.
He's kind of your poor man's Dennis Hopper.
I would say that he's a badass just because he's so fucking crazy. You don't know what the hell he's going to do next.
He might pull a knife on you without thinking twice about it.
Yep, for sure. Let's see here. They got some stupid ones on here. Bruce Willis. You think Bruce Willis is really a badass? I hear he's a pretty bad. I think he's probably pretty much a badass.
If Costner's not a badass, then Bruce Willis isn't either, because I think Costner could kick Bruce Willis's ass.
What? Yeah. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. Costner can't kick Bruce Willis's ass.
Yes,
Are you kidding me? No,
he's
he couldn't.
He's taller and he's bigger.
Bruce Willis.
He's bigger. Costner could kick Bruce Willis's ass.
No.
Yes,
okay.
He could.
We're going to take a poll on that.
No. Oh, of course Bruce Willis is going to win. He's more popular.
That doesn't matter.
Plus, he sang that stupid song in the 80s.
Brian Bosworth.
Not a badass. Bo Jackson ran over his ass and exposed him on Monday Night Football and ruined his career. I ran into him at a casino last year, and he has lost a lot of weight. He doesn't look like a badass at all. He's probably 50 pounds below his playing weight.
Wow. Patrick Swayze? Really?
No.
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think he's a badass?
There's a lot of better wrestlers that were badasses.
The Rock.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah. Mark Wahlberg.
Not a badass.
Really?
Not.
He got in jail for beating people up and stuff. I think he's probably a badass. He did get caught though, so I don't know.
I mean, all these people could kick my ass. I'm not arguing there.
Tom Sizemore?
Yeah.
He's a badass. I think he's probably really a badass.
He's a psycho badass.
Tom Berenger.
Was a badass at one point, yeah.
Willem Dafoe? Nah. Val Kilmer? No. Charlie Sheen.
Kilmer. Okay, Kilmer lands in the Costner category. He's played badasses.
But it doesn't mean he is a badass.
Yeah, right.
Here's a real one. I know this guy's a badass for real. Vinnie Jones.
Who is that?
He's a British actor who's been in a bunch of... he was in the...
Russell Crowe's badass.
Yeah, Russell Crowe's a badass too, yeah. Russell Crowe's a badass, yeah.
I don't like Russell Crowe, but he's a badass.
Yeah, and some of these, there's a lot of wrestlers here. These don't really even count, like Steve Austin and stuff. I mean, come on.
Of course, if you're a wrestler, then yeah, I guess.
Kind of, sort of fake badass, I guess. I don't know.
Now the Von Erichs were badass until they killed themselves.
Yeah, what was that all about? That was horrible.
It was tragedy. They're making a movie of them.
Are they really?
Yeah, Kevin, the only one that's left, is co-producing, and it's pretty cool. It's on Facebook. It's called Von Erichs the Movie and stuff. So they're in the process of it. But there's some badasses. See, like Newman, I don't think he was a badass as a person. I think he was small. He's in that Tom Cruise size, but he just carried himself like a badass.
Yeah, he did. He played badass really well.
And he raced cars and stuff like that. James Garner, badass.
Got another one. Colin Farrell.
That's who I was thinking of when Russell Crowe popped in my head, but Colin Farrell's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Kiefer Sutherland, I don't know if he's a badass in real life, but boy, can he play a badass.
I think there's.
Well, I mean, he gets into fights and shit like that.
Yeah, so I think he's probably a badass. Yeah. And, he's Jack Bauer, so you don't fuck with Jack Bauer.
No, fuck. Yeah, he's the TV equivalent of Chuck Norris. You don't fuck with Jack
really
Bauer.
Is, yeah. I mean, Jack Bauer's somewhere you probably want to get away because there's going to be trouble. Lots of people are going to die, and it's not going to be Jack Bauer.
I'm so stoked that that's coming back to TV.
I'm really looking forward to that, yeah.
That's going to be badass.
How about Matt Dillon?
Yes, I think he's got a little psycho in him.
Yeah. He plays really kind of douchey guys really well, but I think he's also got some gumption behind that.
Yeah.
I think he's probably a badass.
My Bodyguard, when I was a kid, I loved that freaking movie. Adam Baldwin played a badass. I don't know if he's been a badass in some stuff, so he might be. They were arguing on the ticket with whether or not he was one of the Baldwin brothers. The ticket's at a local radio station. I'm like, I want him to call in and just scream at him like, no, he's not a Baldwin brother.
No, he is not one of the Baldwins. But all the Baldwins are no badasses. There's no badasses in that family, sorry. I don't think so.
What about, what's this guy's name? Telly Savalas.
Who loves you, baby? I don't know, maybe?
Maybe. He was supposed to be Luke and Cool Hand Luke. That would have been horrible.
That would have been weird.
Yeah.
I don't know about that at all.
That was Newman's role, period.
All right, so what do you think about the AKA?
It's getting a little bit more pepper towards this last third. It wouldn't stay lit. I mean, I kept lighting it. That bothers me. But it feels a little wet, so I think you might need to sit on them a little longer.
Yeah, possibly.
But overall, I mean, like I said, I'd look forward to smoking it again.
I would smoke another one as well. And I got a box. I'll be smoking a lot of them.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But for American Kick-Ass, I wanted it to kick my ass a little more than I did.
Now, they have others. There's one called the Nth Degree, which is supposed to be very,
I've heard about that
very
one.
bold.
Yeah.
And they have another one that I've had that was a American Kick-Ass. It was the Respect, which is also, it's very bold. So they have bold in the line. I just don't think that this is necessarily the boldest of the line. I think it falls in the medium range. But it does have a lot of flavor.
It does have a lot of flavor.
And it's very unique. I would say it is very unique. I'm almost getting like a tea flavor on the last third. It's like just to get like a tea finish, like a hot tea finish on it. So that's kind of interesting.
The Retrohale was a little spicier now than it was earlier.
Yeah, stings the nostrils a bit. Yes.
Not bad.
Not bad. I'd say definitely if you haven't had one, give it a try. It is going to be a very unique smoke for you because it does have some stuff in it that a lot of cigars don't. But expect a roller coaster ride because it is it's all over the place in the flavor profile. It's really kind of hard to peg, which makes it interesting. But at the same time, if you're looking for something that's going to be consistent, I would say this is probably not it as far as the flavor profile goes. It doesn't. It's not. What's that word I always like to use, but I forget. I always forget it. It's not
peanut butter.
It's not a well balanced cigar. Peanut butter. What the fuck? It's not a well balanced cigar, but it does have a lot of flavor. So. Give it a try.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's good analogy.
Yep.
It wasn't really, but since he said it to me twice, I thought I'd give him one.
Shut up.
It is a good analogy.
All right, so that's going to be about the end of it for that. So do definitely check us out on the iHeartRadio and go there and give us a heart and subscribe. And go to iTunes and subscribe there and give us the 5 stars. We always appreciate that. It helps us get up the ranks so people can find us. YouTube, subscribe on that as well and comment.
Yep.
And we got Facebook. We're all over the damn
Twitter,
place.
Podomatic,
Stitcher,
Breaker.
Yeah, you name it, we're pretty much there.
You can find us somewhere.
If you really want to find us, we're there.
And if you want to find us on all forums and do all those things, we'll appreciate it and we'll give you a shout out.
Heck yeah, we will, because that's how we roll.
We like to shout out. We're like Kiss.
We like to shout it out loud.
Shout it.
Yeah, don't sing
Gene
that.
Simmons will sue anybody's balls off.
I'm Gene Simmons of Kiss, and I will sue the shit out of you.
He's a badass.
He is a badass, yeah. He is.
Badass businessman, that's for damn sure.
Very much a badass businessman. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to get into music, this is a long conversation. We're going to carry this into the next episode. We're going to make a definitive list of badasses from the music industry and beyond. List. And we'll cover that on the next episode. But as it stands, good cigar, definitely good different. Cigar.
I'm awaiting my second one to see what I get out of that second time around.
So that kills it. We're done with the AKA Hybrid DEA. And as always, it's been great smoking with you.
See you, Brandon.
See you, Randy. Boom, 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 boom. We're out, motherfuckers.